we're live with another one. I am the High Priestess Phoenix, your hostess with the mostest, your spiritual healer, teacher, shaman, seer, oracle, lightworker, starseed, earth angel, mystic, medium, psychic, witch, yogi, guru, evangelist, North American Sibyl. I am your messenger of God, his very first creation of himself in the divine feminine form. I am the dark goddess Lilith. In order to keep up with me, you ought to see what I posted on my community page. Probably in this one. My latest live video and anything in my shorts. My last video we talked about, I was going to teach you how to make an altar. It was super funny. My holy spirits were going off. I heard all kinds of stuff. It was a day to be had, I'll tell you what. But anyways, it was like, we're going to make the freaking tabernacle, which is, the first part of the fucking book of fucking God. It's like, Bob the build this bitch. What are we doing? I'm going to teach you guys how to make a sacred space, like what you see in front of you. I shared a bunch of pictures on my community page of what my altars have looked like over, all kinds of different times. I have tons of stuff. We bring them all out at different things. So I want to see, give me 1 second, I'm looking in this book. It hasn't broken down like that. That takes for fucking ever. Give me 1 second. This book takes it all the same way too. There's only a couple of books that say it. I have a couple of books that say, how to put the altars together. Oh yeah. That book does too. But I got into my Wiccan book, and it's the same as this one. So it's like chapters of, candle magic, incense and oils, herbal powders and brews, magical stones and magical herbs, and they're like chapters of it. But I wanted you to have an understanding of what, the basic altar is, and, it gets more elaborate. And, I have a whole bag full of stuff that rotates according to the Sabbats and the moon cycle. Based on that, that's how all of this changes. What doesn't change is the ascending masters. The different stuff, the different herbs, the different oils, the different energies, but what doesn't change is, you can see that. It just doesn't. I can't put them back away where they're not present every single day of every single day. Realistically, yeah. So where are we? We are, depending on where you are, we're going into Yule right here. So this is, So right here. And we're hitting December. So Yule, the Yule festival, I don't know, it's in my book. I think it's like the 20, I don't know, I have to look it up. But that'll be the middle of it. And then we'll go into Embolic. So we are just getting into it, so pretty soon we will be switching all of this bullshit to, obviously different shit. And I'll show you that when I pull it all out. You're like, seriously? Yeah. Now, why all this stuff? Let's get into it. So there's magical tools, and we've been learning about the manifestations, and I've been teaching you about the magician. The magician knows how to use the elements. That's what those are. They're just elements. Everything that's on there, you see that this is, that's their altar. I have pretty much all of that, including the broom. I finally got, that's an upside down little broom for the holidays. But if you look closely, down there's all my stones, we got my feathers, we've got, it just gets more. Behind there's still all of the candles, everything. It's all representations and offerings to the gods, right? Right. So you can look in Jason Miller, who works with consorting with spirits. He's a high-level male witch. He tells you about the tools that he uses. I'm going to go through 3 of my books. One of them is, in the very beginning, was this one. So the practical magic worked through it. Each phase that you were going through of healing showed you specifically what kind of candles, incense, and, different types of things to work with. The basic altar setup was always set up, and again, I didn't even know what it was. I just started stacking shit up real nice and pretty, like organized, like I do everything. Is inside of my Bible. So I'm going to go through that reading of it. And we have a book here that I've never ever opened really, and she talks about building an altar. So we're going to start with the new, and then we'll go through the old. Ready? Ready. Okay, let's see about this book. Unleashed and Tamed. Her story, Witch's Wound, Phase, Creatrix. Thank you. Somewhere in here right away, I remember A Witch in the Waking. About this book. Let's see. I've studied not just practices of my own gypsy tradition, but witchcraft in all forms for over 10 years now, including the Stregoria of Italy, the roots and bones of hoodoo, Shamanacas, Mayan medicine women, Guardian, and Alexandrian traditions of Wiccan. What does she say? I use seasons of Mama Nature and cycles in my own menstrual cycle to connect with and hone in on my craft, as I do here. I cast spells and work with plant medicine, and I love nothing more than to stand naked under a full moon and howl. I haven't got to the place where I'm fully like it. Yeah, I'd like to be able to fully do it, but I love doing it. As far as howling, no, I haven't done all that. I always make jokes about that. Anyways, moving on. What you will need. Okay, a ritual bath. We always talk about those. The purpose of a bath is to cleanse you of negative energies and prepare you. That's like, I'm manifesting it in my head. Obviously, I'm not going to tell them that I want a fucking balcony and I want my own fucking bathroom, you know what I mean, with an enormous bathtub in my room. I am not telling them all the wonderful things I want. I'm telling God. God knows what I want and what will be perfect for me. Really? Yes. He's going to give me the best place, bro. Seriously? Seriously. Seriously? Seriously. Anyways, going back to it, I can't wait for a bigger bath and just like all of the great stuff that comes with this. Okay. The purpose of a bath is to cleanse you of negative energies and prepare you for physical, mental, and your spiritual self for circle. Usually you perform this right before you step into a circle. It's medicine for a witch, healing for a healer, and a way to soak fully in the power and presence of your own being. That's what I mean. It's like, men, if you're not doing this, you know, remember in the very beginning, guys, when I met that guy, he called me dude, that was the most epic meeting of those people. That guy still has my tablet. Remember, I told him to take it. They were like, it was such a crazy thing. They were twin flames, and the guy was talking about eating ass and everything. But he talked about it. He's like, there's nothing better than coming home and putting in some bath salts and fucking self-care. Who's that guy, bro? I gotta meet that guy again, bro. I have a video. He was crazy. He had all kinds of impressions. He was a cool-ass dude. They were cool people. That was at the beginning of all this. It was such a random fucking meet, but it wasn't. I'll never forget them, dude. I'm glad I have them in my video. We're gonna meet again, dude, obviously. Yeah, it was a guy. He said he totally did shit like this. He totally believed in ritual baths. I'm over here with these fucking hard-ass, thug-ass, won't even change their underwear type dudes. That fucking, you know, Anyways, this is a ritual bath that I prefer, whatever. This is what you'll need. She uses pink Himalayan salt. I absolutely do not do that shit. Absolutely try not to, because it's so fucking dangerous for someone on a high level. If you want to get on that level, that's the same as using mugwort. Bro, don't touch that shit. Don't touch that shit. Really? Oh, man, you guys are afraid of marijuana and mushrooms. Those motherfuckers right there, bro. Talk about a fucking spiritual experience. Oh my god. I remember when I should have took him serious. Who am I talking about? I moved in with what is his fucking face? What's his name? Chris. Chris was a seriously high-level practitioner. He said he was a shaman, bro. He introduced me to the crystal grid and all this other shit. when I told him, that I was the Lilith and started setting up altars, it wasn't terrible for him until he went into the dark night of the soul, bro. He went straight in, bro. He opened his house to the fucking devil, bro, and I opened it up. And then he had taught his kids it and shit, and she had opened something up in that room, and they had exorcisms done, and they couldn't get it out, and I was like, I'll move in there. And we lived happily ever after playing Christmas in that room. Why, whatever it was came out and ate him alive. Literally alive. But anyways, going back to this shit. His sister was a practitioner too, bro. And she brought this herb bag, and I have it hidden deep, dark away, far away from people's fucking, consciousness. He came to me, he's like, hey, do you want this? I was like, what is it? He's like, it's a sleep bag for me, but my sister gave it to me, but it's bringing up the worst of fucking nightmares and shit. I was like, yeah, I guess. And I take it, dude, and I take it real serious because I work with herbs, and I wrap that thing up and I put it in my bra, and I split the bra so it don't fall out, and it's only on me. Oh my God, Becky. That's how I got myself fucked around with the Palladians, if you ask me. Realistically, yeah. And that pink Himalayan salt, no. That's like dragon's blood. Please don't make me like this. This shit gets real. Really? Yeah. I use all kinds of Epsom salts, though. All kinds of them. I've been deprived because, I haven't. I've just not been Epsom salting. Alright, 3 sprigs of rosemary. That's always protectional. Rose quartz crystals, always have them around. Red and pink rose petals, I always do. My very first spiritual bath I ever did, I remember reaching out to, what the fuck is her face? My brain is not working right now, obviously. I turned it off a long time ago. What is it? Lumen Moon Tarot. Kelly. It was around some time, I think it was like Mother's Day. Mr. Plum had given me roses for Mother's Day. I'd never received flowers. And I was guided to take some and put them in moon water. This was the first time I had ever done anything like that. I left water out under the full moon, and I put rose petals, and I was guided to put it in my bath. Oh, what a messy mess. Realistically, yeah, do you know how many times I've had to have maintenance come and fix my fucking bathtubs from all the shit I put in there? I am so serious. That last one, the Persephone one that I bought at the Witchcraft, it blocked up my bathtub, dude. I had to have them professionally come get it out. We was just drowning in the fucking abyss of, past life bullshit. Really? You think about it. Anyways, it says, any herbs you feel particularly called to. Check out the Witches' Herbals in chapter 11. Yeah, and a candle. Different candles. Any candle. Some candles. Lots of candles. Just be careful. You have to be very careful with candles, where you're putting them and all of that. You know what I mean? Smoke detectors, because when you blow them out, they blow out a lot of smoke. And yeah, typically you don't want them too close to you or anything. You just want to be able to visually see them. And you don't have to have all this stuff, whatever. Wine or another liberation of your choice to be drunk at the end of the rite. Okay, well, I don't get drunk. I don't think you should do that. Damn, what is wrong with these? Come on, you didn't have to do it. Okay, just smoke a cigarette, you'll be fine. Jesus, whatever you do. Alright, what to do? I don't know. She has her own way, anointing the candle, see, oils and stuff like that. I pour oils sometimes into the water. It has to be really hot to mix well. All kinds of stuff like that. Put yourself in there. And what happens? You just drift. It says, let yourself drift. That's exactly what happens. I'll be weirded out, bro. I close my legs like that because most of the time I don't fit in a regular sized bathtub, and I literally float to the top of the fucking water, sitting like that in a bathtub. Creepy as fuck. And I'll be sitting there. There's been many videos. I get so many downloads, so many things. Sometimes I'll play music, sometimes I won't, because you can't really hear it when your ears are under the water. You can hear yourself breathe. You start to go into your body. That's the first travel, because you're in the water, so now you start the journey in your body, and then it goes through your heart, and then, I don't know, all of that. Realistically, yeah. Then it talks about opening a circle. I really wanted to see if she had some shit. I know I saw it, I just don't know where. The call. Are you rooting this witch work? This is witch work. We must, what do we express? I don't know what she's talking about. This is witch work. I don't know. Which witch? We're all witch. Talk about the altar. They're talking about northern traditions, a granny witch, an Alexandrian witch, a bruja. That's what I tell everyone. Both words are used to describe witches, healers, and medicine workers of specific Hispanic folk healing. That's what I always tell them. I tell them I'm a bruja. And continues today in various of U.S. and Latin America, including Mexico. Like many forms of witchcraft and healing, what is this? Curandamism, the path of the curandera, I don't know how to pronounce that word. It's in Espanol, or the brujeria. The traditions of the bruja were both suppressed for a long time. This suppression started with the Spanish, I don't want to get into it. Why? Because that was my family. That was my, dude, I swear to you, that was my bloodline. That was my paternal bloodline was part of the Spanish Inquisition that came and murdered the Mayans and more. Really? I have to shed blood for the blood that was shed. I have to break the curse. I have to. Realistically, yeah. It goes back to fucking Guatemala. That's what my dad was hiding. Yup. Seriously? Yeah, I did so much research. I went deeper and deeper, and he hung up the phone on me. What? I carry the curse. I carry the curse, and I must break the curse. I am the curse breaker. Realistically, yes. They killed and slaughtered shamans and healers and witches and women and children and raped them and everything in the name of Christ. Christianity. Oh, isn't it deadly? Yeah. No. Viva la Mexico. We got to go through there. Oh, the timelines. Who imposed their culture values on indigenous populations, but there's been a recent resurgence amongst young Latinas and Hispanic women. The magical, and that goes back to the work that I do as the natives. They're being raised up too. The shamans, all of them. They're all being called. It's an awakening to restore the traditions. The magical workings and practice of each tradition can include rituals, cleansings, energy work, spirit contact, divination, honoring the earth, working closely with nature, and lots of prayers. Do you see any cursings in here? We don't curse or hex. Practitioners use a variety of objects, including herbs, spices, eggs, lemons, limes, holy water, saints, crucifixes, prayers, candles, incense, oils, divination tools. Rituals often invoke the deep help of Catholic saints, folk saints, family members who have passed on, and other spirits. All right, I'm a Celtic witch. Path is really many traditions under the general Celtic impasse, which is Druidism, Celtic shamanism, Celtic Wicca, and Grail religion. I do all this, right? Celtic witchcraft is primarily derived from ancient pre-Christian Celtic regions of Gaul and the British Isles. As they practice today, most Celtics paths are part of the neo-pagan revival, focusing on nature and healing, with groups and individual rituals that honor ancients and earth. Most are very eccentric, but hold true to the Celtic myths, deities, magic, and rituals. Population traditions amongst pagans and British Isles, they work with the elements, ancient ones, and nature. Followers are usually healers who work with plants, stones, flowers, trees, elemental people, gnomes, and fairies. All right, a dynamic witch is a mixture of traditions, focuses on the goddess. That's what I do as well. Who worships her in the three aspects. They all worship me. Witchcraft is divine feminine tradition, so its covens are for women only. An outside observer, it may appear as a single tradition, but actually it really is intertwined with group and tradition that have influenced each other over centuries. Most Dianic, and that's from Diana. And who did she get it from? Isis. And who was her daughter? That goes back to Stregonoria, and that's Aradia, the chosen child. It was her purpose before it was mine. She was the female messenger. There was always messengers, but really you didn't spread the message. She was the first one that had to spread the message, like myself. Open the books. Teach them. Show them everything. Yeah? Yeah. It's against our teachings to teach you. But I'm the one that teaches them, and now it's open. Why? Because it's the gateway to the gods. It's the divine feminine awakening, you have to know. Alright, let's see. Most covens worship the goddess exclusively Diana and Artemis, who are most common manifestations. But remember, it's the maiden, the mother, and crone. So that goes back to anyone that recognized Lilith, Morgan, Hecate, Bridge, I'm going blank, going super blank. Alright, anyways, go back to it. Dianic rituals are eccentric. Some are derived from the Gardenian traditions, while others have been created anew. They emphasize on rediscovering and reclaiming feminine power and divinity, consciousness raising, and combining politics with spirituality. Can I get an amen? Amen. Alright. An eccentric witch is also me, that pick and choose from any different traditions. We do whatever we want. We don't follow particular religions or traditions. Instead, they study and learn from many systems, from what they... Oh, yeah, going back to it. Budapest, badass witch, declared Dianic witchcraft as women's religion. She founded the Women's Spirituality Forum in 1986 and is dedicated to bringing goddess and feminist consciousness into mainstream. She might be doing too much. She might be a man-hater. She might need to heal that. Maybe. I don't know. I don't know what she's doing. That just seems... Anytime I see feminists, it's like, whoa, don't overdo it. We need our masculinity. Making me take mine off. First off. Instead, they study and learn from different systems and use what works best. They build a tailor-made religion for traditions for themselves from the ground up, rather than following established traditions. Practitioners' minds remain open and receptive to knowledge, ideals, beliefs, blah, blah, blah. In other words, simply put, they don't follow rules. Instead, they like to explore and make their own. A Gardenian witch goes back to English paganism. High priest and high priestess lead each coven, emphasizing on leadership of the high priestess. The Gardenian witch system marks spiritual progress using series of initiatory rites and is based on gender bipolarity, which means all things are divided into masculine and feminine opposites. There's the green eco witch, a gypsy Romanian witch, the hereditary witch, a hoodoo witch. I do it all. Really? Fucking yes. That's not what we need, though. Am I a witch? You are. Don't lie to yourself. Be powerful and kind. Really? Yeah, they're all popping out. I'm just really looking for this damn altar. I could have looked it up in my first page. Reinitiation. Did I die, though? Her story. Shut up, bro. Priestess. Mediterranean. I promise. I remember... wrote something about it, but I'm probably going to have to give up on her. I made it this far. We're in chapter 8. Alright, look. The Wheel of the Year. Now we're getting into something useful. Spring. Sahame. Embolic. Reflect. Burn. Making an ancestor's altar. Okay, here's some shit. I knew I had seen some shit. The Wheel of the Year. Give me 1 second. Let me see if it starts before that. You woman, yeah, it talks about working with your cycle. It shows you the same thing I just tried to show you, which again is the wheel, right? So you need to understand the seasons that we go through. That's the whole wheel. Break it down. Do you see it? You have to understand it. So you see that? I told you, we're right between Sagittarius and Capricorn, which is December, right? So that's where we did. Yep, Yule. And we'll go until freaking text messages. I don't know what that is. I know. Sorry, I got distracted. Yeah. So that's how that all works. Now, solar festivals are spring, summer, autumn, winter equinoxes. The cross-quarter days are the Embolic, Beltane, Llamas, and Samhain. Making an ancestor altar. I have an everyday working altar that I sit at, pray at, and work spells. You can find one of those on page 164. Oh, okay, well, we'll read this too. It goes further. I gather photographs, what does it say? At So I win, so that would be Halloween. I gather photographs, items, souvenirs of deceased family members and friends and pets, and I arrange them on a table and light candles in memory of those I've lost. I offer each of them a small libation. For example, Nan loved a cup of milk, white tea. My dad liked a cold beer. My mom loved black Russian, an alcoholic drink. My mom's was a white Russian. I drink it in remembrance of her. That was her favorite drink. And that's what I said. Last year, during this time, I thought it was appropriate. It was kind of a battle of my wits. It felt appropriate to put vodka at the altar, but I didn't have any, and someone gave me some shots, so I put tequila, because that's my favorite. But it was just a traditional drink. On Thanksgiving, they were hiding bottles and getting drunk. It was just a traditional drink, and that was my mom's drink. Really? Mm-hmm. While I arrange the altar, I speak names out loud, express well wishes, and blah, blah, blah. Let's go into 164. I knew it was in here. Winter solstice, blah, blah, blah. Let's talk about the winter solstice, because it's coming. It's December 22nd, or December 20th through the 23rd. A festival of rebirth, midwinter, the shortest day and the longest night of the year. Yule holds a special magic for me. It's when I officially married the Viking. Wow. We got married on December 21st of 2012. Hey, that's cool. Because winter solstice marks the shortest day and the longest night of the year, it's always reminded that no matter how dark it gets, the light always returns. This is beautiful. I fucking love you. I'm just saying. As dark as it is, Yule is the time of rebirth. Light and life are seen as returning and conquering death. Yule represents a time of the first planted seeds and the returning of the sun and promise that everything will begin to grow again. See, it's right around the corner. It's turning point and point of change where the tides of the year begin to flow in the opposite direction. Many of us are up to fir tree and Yule because of the evergreens, representing everlasting, and that's where I live in Colorado. And the evergreens, come on now, that's where I was camping. Evergreen, Colorado. Life amidst the death and the darkness. However, if you want to do this, you can ask to consider honoring a living tree, either in a pot or bring inside or outdoors into the earth. You know, I said this a million times, that's all I really wanted, is a tree. But that's one of the biggest powers about Colorado and our mountains is all of that is out there, bro. The spring water is out there. You have all of the holy trees are out there. You have all of the stones that are underneath your feet. That is holy blessed lands up there. Really? I promise you. The very land you walk on, it's very praised. Anyways, the Yule log. I can remember doing this last year. So weird. I remember reaching out to Bobby. I was talking to him and asking him if they wanted to get together for this. It's traditional. You have to light a Yule log. And we made gingerbread houses and all kinds of stupid shit.
We should do that again.
I hate making those things. The Yule log was actually originally a large oak log. And that's where I took a picture of it and I posted it. You have to do stuff like that. People would ceremonially bring them in the house and set them on fire at dusk on the night of the Yule, lighting it with a branch from the previous year's Yule log. It is said that once a log is lit, it should burn until it's deliberately extinguished. Allowing it to burn out is considered bad luck. And that's where it is. I always, dude, fuck, it takes forever. In England, it's also considered unlucky to buy the log from a shop. It needs to be acquired using other means without money or changing of hands. The ashes of the Yule log were often used to make protective, healing, and fertilizing charms and scattered over fields. And that's usually what I do afterwards. I'll pour water on them and then I scatter them. I'm not keeping all that shit. In Brittany, the ashes were thrown into the wells and purified in water. In Italy, they were used as charms against hailstones, I guess. If you like me and you live in a house without a fireplace, keeping a branch from the last year's log and finding a new log and can be tricky. The Viking and I wrap up warm and go to the garden and make jacket potatoes of our fire pit and burn a small log of our tree in our garden. And that's really what it was. No matter where I was, I still had a little... I have one now. I haven't used it yet. I bought it. It's super cool. Because I had to replace the other one. I ran over the other one. It was perfect. I could pull that thing out anywhere and do a ritual anywhere, but I would get so dirty from it. Really? So dirty. Always. My hands would be so black from doing shit on that. Anyways, that's part of it. Candle magic, what you need. A white candle can be burned for 7 days. I have to pull out, I have a candle, because I do candle magic. I have that shows the nativity scene. It's a big ass white candle. But I also have those over there. That one right there that's all burnt down, that was a Santa Maria candle that are made for the churches, the Catholic churches in Mexico. Really? Yeah. Before that, I'd burn all kinds of other candles. It's crazy. And then that big white candle right there, as you can see, it was a wedding candle. Yes, I got it with my wedding bells. Yeah. Yeah, I've been working towards this for a long time. Manifestations and shit. It was not going to happen for me. Anyways, moving on. What else? You buy a chunky pillar candle and mark it in 7 sections with a Sharpie, carve marks of with your atheme. What's that? It's just a knife, a special knife. Incense, what does it say? Incense and sage smudge, charcoal, fireproof burner, loose herbs like thyme for courage, marjoram, lavender, hawthorn for happiness, basil, garlic, mint for banishing darkness. Then there's all this stuff. That's just for Yule. Herbs for Yule are ash, frankincense. Altar items are antlers, anything that represents the sun, cloves, mistletoe, red, green, or white crystals, wreaths, symbolic to the wheel of the year. Right? Right. Let's get to page 164 and talk about this. Damn. I went straight to it. Set up your altar. An altar can help you focus for rituals, ceremonies, and magical workings. In circle, you usually place the altar in the north, but this can differ from tradition and geography. Which way am I facing? East. Really? Yeah, right? Fuck, yeah? Yeah. But normally, no. But last year, I was always facing the west. I always had the mountains. Ooh, the mountains. I need to get close to the mountains. Yeah. Anyways, I'm facing east. Really? Yep. Anyways, but this can differ, blah, blah, blah. This space should be alive and teeming with energy. I suggest not using an altar for decoration. Instead, make sure the items you place on it are purposeful and have meaning to you. The spell or ritual. They should be items that provide you focus and inspiration. This is your workplace, so it should be large enough for you to conduct your spiritual work. That means you don't want to overwhelm your space with unnecessary statues, knickknacks, and unused objects. And that's what I said. If I pulled it all out, I'd have no space. It takes up everything. Really? Oh, man. All the pictures and all of the little knickknacks and all that. Yeah, bro. I swear to you. If I put it, oh, man. And it just gets more. Realistically, yeah, because we're always working with more. That's why the church will have plenty. You can walk around. It's like this is a freaky circle. I know, it's the circle of the gods. Just keep going around in circles until one of them speaks to you. Realistically, yeah, it's all of it. Anyways, set up your altar. Let's see. And lastly, your altar should represent your personal beliefs. This is a spiritual altar, and you'll want to honor your beliefs and divine energy that are present in your space. If you're working with specific gods or goddesses, a statue from the pantheon you align with would be good. Alternatively, it could include a picture or an image that symbolizes the deity you wish to call in to oversee your spiritual workings. Who do we have all the time? If you look in all of my pictures, you have the Ascending Masters. We just added them not too long ago. No, Ganesh was there, for sure. The Mother Cabrini, they just keep adding. Realistically, yeah. But the Ascending Masters, which is a Melchizedek, Christ, and Metatron. You'll always catch my Lilith. The Morgan was the first card I ever put up. My Kali I couldn't ever take down. I've been working through my Hecate. Realistically, yeah, these are all my past lives, so this is all my layers of my goddess that I'm constantly working through. Always. We bring other ones in, but this is it. Mother Cabrini was given to me as such a blessing because she always carried, it's just her image I finally got to carry, but she's been here since the absolute beginning, right? Marilyn is back there, and Marilyn don't go nowhere. She's got my back, bro. Definitely. The Tree of Life we finally added to the picture, and it's so poetic. These Ascending Masters are always there as well. Yes, so that's Krishna, Vishnu, and Buddha. And that's Isis, Osiris, and Horus. That's Lilith, Morgan, Kali, and Hecate. Always. And then we bring in more. All of them. And that's like where I'm working with all kinds of deities. The last one, I was working with Melchizedek for nearly 2 years. And that was just ascension work. But when I got to Metatron, we started working with Metatron fully. I never really worked with Metatron fully like that, where I got sucked in. And that was over the summer. The end of summer, I would say autumn, I guess. Oh man, never fully, and there was not another person that had worked with him because he's not of the workings of spirituality. He's the workings of the conscious. He worked with all of the great minds, not those of spirituality, but those of creativity. He was, yeah, craziness. Who is he? He was Enoch. I don't really know the book of Enoch, but yeah. I guess you could watch a book or read a book or something. Anyways, go back to it. What you should put at your altar when doing spell work. Ceremony candles. Oh, wait. I jumped down here. No, I didn't. Ceremonial candles. This is general purpose candles used to begin and set the focus of your energy and protect every time you come to sit in front of your altar or do magical workings. I don't like candles in here. I'll do it for a quick minute, but I don't like candles in here. Everywhere else, I'd love to light candles, but I just don't do it here. I can't fully tell you why. I know other people be doing all kinds of crazy shit, but I just do not light candles here. And if I do it in the bathroom, it's briefly too. I just don't. I'm not guided to. But I have lots of them, as you can see. I'll take them outside. I take them outside and light them, but not in here. Why? Because, do I really have to explain it? Why I'm not opening full doorways around here? And that's why I scream. It's like, no, the doors have to be closed. And when I'm working with certain deities and we're going through dark work, I don't want this to leak out on the people. Meaning what? Shadow work and shit, pushing, you know what I mean? Darkness, or even too much light. I'm the energy of truth. So if you push too much truth on somebody, it can crush them. And you know what I mean? It's almost like, don't wake them. You can't stop the awakening. I'm here for the people that are awakening, like me. It's like, fuck. It's almost like a vampire thing. It's like, fuck, if I could choose back. It's like such a terrible thing. If you could go back, would you? Hard thing to say, dude. You remember what it was like to be asleep like everyone else. And that's what I mean, is like, I don't, if I'm guided, I do shit outside where it's free flowing and they can catch it, and it's not just, you know what I mean, unless I'm guided to do herb burns and stuff like that upon the communities, which is always cleansing and shit like that. I don't know, hexings and stuff. But no, I don't light candles in here, but they're all present, and I have all kinds of them. Let's see. Ritual candles may be ones that you work with specific blah, blah, blah. They can differ in colors depending on the spell and the work that you need them to do. I still have a couple left. I had little individual candles that I would use. Little beeswax candles, which are a representation of Venus. I'd use those for my ceremonies. They lasted for like 15-20 minutes. No, they lasted for a little bit longer than that. Maybe like 2 hours. But I could use them quite often and carry them around. They were just little bitties. Just like, I don't know, big birthday candles. They were real thin. A set of bowls. These can be for ingredients that you use in your workings. I have a lot of these weird divination bowls that I mix stuff together. Personally, I have a set of 4 colored ceramic bowls. Each one represents the 4 elements: blue for water, yellow for air, green for earth, red for fire. Mixing bowl or cauldron, I have those. I have a cauldron as well. We'll pull that out later. This is when you combine your working ingredients. A ritual cup or chalice. I share wine or grape juice as a part of my workings. I have those. You'll see them I could bring this shit out. I have this, my ritual bags, it just depends on what the ritual is that I'm doing. It really does. So, you know, I have just the basic ritual, day-to-day ritual shit that I keep in the car. But then I have other ones. Here's my mixing bowls, which is, you know, my pesto and pestar and modar. And there's my broken eggs like her and my fucking, all that bullshit. And there's candles. But in here, I always keep this. Dude. This is for serious rituals. And in here I keep, this is a mix from my bag. Do you see that? Probably not. That's actually a sage mix. This is my graveyard dirt. And this is my, I've been carrying this since the beginning. It's a flask of holy water from Mother Cabrini's shrine. So I always keep the waters. Inside of here is my resurrection oil and my stone blend. Really? Yeah. So that one goes with me to major. I mean, it's always there, to be honest. I just recently pulled them out of my car. But they're always there. I just bring different things. I have all kinds of different ritual bags filled with different herbs. Then I have a closet that I call Professor Snape's closet, full of herbs. Then I have the ritual bags that I keep in my car that are for ceremonial sites. Really? Yeah, bro. Yeah, bro. Yeah. I'm going to leave this oil out. I was guided to, and I'm going to use some. What is the resurrection oil? Obviously, it's a rebirth oil. We're going through the rebirth, and it's like 14 goddesses. It's all of me. All of me in one bottle. Really? Yeah, it's good stuff. What do we use the oils for? Anointings. Of what? The third eye. Really? And then, you know, the chakra oils are to keep your eyes open. But you need to keep your chakras open. But you need to keep your eyes open. Most importantly. Really? Let's see. So you have your mixing bowl and your cauldron. You have ritual cups and chalice, which I showed you. And then I showed you the little waters back there a couple days ago. Let's see, you have your grimoire or your book of shadows, referring to your book or information using to record your experiences. I do that here on mine. Of course, there are some traditionists that believe altars should have a specific item in specific locations. No, I have lots of altars, like she says. My body is an altar. I literally ink my devotions to she in my path on the body. Something like that. Our house also has an altar in the living room dedicated to the goddess and gods with pictures of heavyweight champion Thor, but I don't know, and the hugging of Saint Alma. Plus, every time I write a book, I create an altar specifically for that book, and it contains its contents, and add talismans, crystals, and tarot pools to support the writings and practices. And so it's like, dude, I got them all over the place, realistically. This is my favorite. I just saw my name. Also, I have an altar box dedicated to my menstrual bleeding. It's a shoebox containing my favorite chocolate, a ring I wear when I'm bleeding, and a picture of the goddess Lilith, who oversees my bleeding. I take the box out when I start to bleed, and then when I stop, I put it away again. Anything you place at the altar is then altered. Maureen Williams is a saying. No, altars aren't just for spell work. They're also sacred space for communing with spirits, for charging items with spiritual energy, and for you to come to daily to meditate and focus your intent and wishes and dreams. So it's not for show what's in front of you. I literally bring you to my altar. I literally bring you, you know what I mean, to all of the gods, all of the abilities. I bring it to you all the time. And then it goes on to her story. What you put on your everyday altar. You ready? Tarot cards. Pick one every day, the week of the month, the week or month, and put it at your altar to remind you of its message. And that's what I teach everyone. A card a day until you understand. I only pull 3. That's too much already. Crystals. Pick one that carry. Oh gosh. I had a download earlier. Really? Oh no. What did you see? I saw myself giving their children crystals to protect them. Pick ones that carry the energy of whatever you currently want more of in your life. What did I see? I gave them citrines, both of them, so that they could be safe. And that's what I said too. Now you have God and Goddess protecting you. Candles. I often choose these based on the color symbolism, or I carve words or sigils into them. That's my favorite saying. That's my favorite threat. I'll put your fucking name in a candle, dude, and I'll burn your life to the fucking ground. Don't make me put your name in a candle. I always say that, bro. Don't make me put your name in a candle, bro. Don't make me put your name in a candle, bro. That's what I always say. Statues. Include figurines of any deity. Oh, my favorite is St. Patrick. These kids brought it up to me, and I knew it was St. Patrick. You want to see it? It's so great. I was sitting outside, and they found it. They said he was standing on a pillar at the pool. Oh, fuck. St. Patrick's under all kinds of shit. Okay, he's back here. He's with my oils. I was going to give Bobby this. I was going to anoint him with the Cernonis oil. Really? Yeah. Thought about it. Really? This is St. Patrick. I swear to you, I was outside doing a reading out in at Chris's, and they went to the pool and they brought it up to me. I was like, dude, this looks like a saint. I was like, it's St. Patrick. Really? That's my St. Patrick. He looks like the guy out of the, you know what I mean? The Indian in the cover. I love him. And I showed you Buddha and all of them. Hey, dude, if I wanted to hurt somebody, this thing weighs like 30 pounds. Really? No, but it would do brain damage for sure, bro. That thing weighs a lot. Really? Oh, yeah, for sure. It weighs a lot. Anyways, yeah, all these figurines and shit. I lost my page. Did I really? No, I didn't. I put all this stuff over here. Okay, what else? Oh, man. Where are we at? Candles, statues, paper. A written list of your current desires and intentions. Perhaps. Offerings to the gods you honor. This could be food, flowers, alcohol, spices, or anything else that will show them your devotion and gratitude. You'll notice I always keep the apples. They're pretty much always around. And that's what all that is. Stones, flowers, holy herbs, woods, candles, blah, 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 blah. Really? Yeah, all that shit. A plant. This represents all of the good things you want to have grow in your life. This could even write things down and tuck it into the soil for added magic on page 166. A talisman or pendants, objects you want to infuse with energy at your altar. Dude, they're all over. Where are they? I'll show you. I always hang them. Really? Yes. I hang them. They're hanging on my fucking shit. They're all over the place. You saw them on the candle and shit? Yeah, dude. They make me wear all that shit. What is that? A bunch of bracelets and shit? And then I have all these weird necklaces. And then let's not forget the freaking non-matching earrings. When I get out there, bro, I'm all ching, 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 ching. It's like, oh, here she comes. It's my own frequency, dude. I look like a total witch, bro. Really? Yes. Totems, objects representing 4 elements, a feather, a bowl of water. Well, we have the water down there with the angels. You saw my feather altar, of course. We just keep adding more. A bowl of water, a vial of dirt, a candle, for example, other representings of your biggest dreams. A vessel of water, it is said to bring more flow into your life. Coins or other symbols of prosperity and abundance. Yeah, it's over there. There's some shit. Essential oils for anointing candles and yourself. The oils go on and on. Your vision board or any photographs that invoke your ideal life. I don't have any of that, really. I'm just doing the life. Writing spells. Okay, did we tell you enough? Damn, 48 minutes. I guess I can tell you more. Alright, let's go back to the Dark Goddess book. It's in the very beginning. Really? Oh yeah. Dark Night of the Soul. Change, transformation. If the goddess is calling you, I'm calling you. The year. Alright, here's what you need. Part 2. This book contains information about what's appropriate for each specific goddess, but you begin to ensure to include the fundamentals. A pentagram for protection. That is most definitely. I have the card right here. Why? It's almost a symbol. You know when you're dealing with a false person, bro. Really? Christians don't fear such things. If they believe in Christ, they don't fear people. It's almost like a guard dog. People see it and it makes them run. That's this. It makes them run. I wear it around my neck. It's around my neck right now. My neck, this one never changes. It's the most weird one. And it's the most worn. I need to probably clean it again another time. It has the triple maiden. And it has that's what I wear. People are like, oh, I love that. I was like, yeah, I'm a high priestess. I read the cards. But it shows, you know what I mean, the maiden, the mother, and the crone. And I wear that pentagram right around my neck. People see that most often, right? And it scares them away. They look away, they run away, they scoff. It's just, it really is protection. All the rest of it, too, it only gets more as I put it on. What else are the other ones? My charms, as I was going to bring out, I had a card for it. These ones I wear whenever I leave the house. I don't wear them, I'll wear them underneath my shirts for interviews and shit. They're all different ones. So on here, this was representation. This was the last one I got. And that was from Milia. But it also, I understood it later. And that has to do with Metatron. That's all I can tell you. It's all the different fragments of stuff. This is obviously the Native Americans. That's clear quartz. That just dropped. That's the Holy Family. That's Jesus, Mary, and Joseph. This is Mary Magdalene. This is for the sun gods. This is the citrine that I give to those kids. And a rose quartz. And it holds an oil in there. And the Eye of Horus. This is my heart that I wear on my sleeve. This, sorry, did you see all that? Here's the heart. This is the actual original tarot card of the High Priestess. I got this weird guy came and gave me this ring the day after I did the Broncos Stadium. So I look at that as a reclaiming of my High Priestess status, and that's why it sits on there like that. And it makes all that noise. When I walk, you can hear it. So yeah, they're not really the most beautiful things. And then I always carry this one on my wrist along with my chakras. Really? It's not, you know what I mean? It's not a status quo for anybody of wealth. It's a status of my spirituality. An altar cloth to harness the power of the color. I always put something down. By choosing deep purple cloth to enhance wisdom, psychics. You've seen the other ones. Right now we have, you know what I mean, the harvest colors, and we're going to change those into, you know what I mean, the reds. Elements, for the basic elements of the fifth spirit and seasons, directions to ensure balance in all aspects of nature. Place items on your dark goddess altar to connect with the elements such as black tourmaline, jet, or black obsidian. That's that one that I carry all the time. Onyx crystals. Those are actually, that's what those are. These are all obsidian. Really? Yeah, I always forget to point that out. Really? Let's see. To represent earth. Incense such as myrrh, frankincense, cinnamon, dragon's blood to represent air. It's all within the altar, but that tree that I bought at that little broom was doused in apple cinnamon that I bought from Target for like $3. It's perfect. It makes the altar smell beautiful. Really? Always cinnamon. What else? A chalice or goblet with wine or spring water to represent water, and I showed you those are back there. My last video or something like that. Candles to represent fire, specifically black candles to represent the darkness. I have black candles and I barely use them. I use them for banishment. I use all white candles, blue, yellow. The kids are having a great time outside. Candles also work well in representing elements, seasons, directions. Place one candle at your altar as follows. A black candle for the north, blah, blah, blah. These are when they get real specific. Once you find a perfect place to honor your goddess, at the end of each day you'll find a list of items, blah, blah, blah. You can decide whether to replace the items you've placed down in honor of the previous goddess, and that's what we would do. as we move through the chapters, that we put down more offerings to the next. And that's what you'll see me do. I'm always doing offerings at the 10-day. I'm always doing rituals on the new moon. I'm always doing rituals on fucking full moons. I'm doing Sabbath rituals anytime the energy shifts, but especially the 10-day. Because we're rolling out a red carpet. There's 3 major energies that are coming in. What is it? It's like lighting a flare if you really want to know the truth. The aliens, all the alien activity that's going on outside, they see me. They know me specifically because of the work I do. And that's ancient work. That's, you know what I mean, smoke clouds and shit like that. So when I do this work, it's like a radar. It's intensifying the energy. It's calling it in to me specifically. And then it comes, you know what I mean? It's like the mountains. It's like the wind comes over the mountain and flushes through, hits me, and then hits everyone else. Really? I invocate it. I bring it in. I know what the energy that's coming in. So I do I don't invocate the gods. I invocate the energy into my life. I welcome it. I welcome it. I praise the energy regardless to what it is. And that's where you'll see on the weekends, we praise the dark. All right, guys, let's go do this dark night of the soul. Let's go into, let's go into our pain and suffering so that we can be empowered. Let's praise the hard work that we do so that we can, live brighter days. That's what we do around here. Really? Yeah. My preference is to honor the whole team by keeping up representations of each dark goddess at my altar. I can't do that. We can't do that no more than we can put up every god. Not at my altar. Realistically, what kind of camera is this? We're going to need like a fucking 5D. Once you've completed the journey, you may find that you wish to set up an altar for your favorite goddess or one you wish to continue working with, as well as using your altar as a focal point to honor the goddesses. And when we started this book, that's how we would do it. Is, each goddess stayed up for however long it took us to get through the chapter of this fucking book. Then we started working with more gods, and that's where they all came from. In the beginning, it was all goddesses, realistically, and light work. We didn't get the angels until much later, until we had went through almost a lot of our dark shadow work. We didn't get any of that, dude. We were doing dark-ass work with, intense shadow work. That's all it was. Guidance. Really? I didn't access Buddha until literally this January. I know that it was January. It was crazy. I was in my car and I remember everything. It was after, dealing with fucking Bobby and shit. Metatron, I know I didn't access until this fucking summer. We just went back into the light. We had to do like 2 years of dark work working with the dark goddesses, all the fucking layers of our dark feelings. Really? Yeah, my stomach's burning now that I'm talking. Okay, moving on. Let's see. Rituals and honoring the dark goddess, blah, blah, blah. Well, I guess that's basically it. We talked about all of the elements. A lot of it is forging. You'll be guided to go out and pick stuff and bring it back to your altar. What happens when you do this? Scrying happens. You sit here and you stare. Scrying is something that they say you do with a crystal ball or with a candle. You know what I mean? I taught you about using crystal magic and candle magic, right? And all of this, and using herbs, that's just honoring them with the herbs. Good smells, bro. Don't you like good smells? Don't you like an apple cinnamon pie smell during fucking Christmas? That just smells delicious. Go get a candle and light that motherfucker. It smells delicious. It sets the season. It sets the fucking tone. You know what I mean? Realistically. So that's what that means. It's like it's herbal remedies or aromatherapy. It activates you, certain smells and shit like that. So we talked about that. The candles are working with intentions because they actually do have intentions. But you set your intentions to them. And really, as you can see, they're all inscribed with a little bit of shit. I don't really do too much of that. But it's more like being around the fire is burning through the bullshit, and it gives you a chance. Scrying is nothing more than staring at something and having experiences. Really? Yeah. And it comes from having a special place like this. And that's what you'll do, and that's how it starts, is, you start the journey, get you your first tarot deck, and you start the journey, and that's how it is. I don't know why people do that with tarot. But it's journeying through, life. And that's what oracles are, and all of this is what divination was meant to be. It's not supposed to be, this let's stay attached to our past lovers type bullshit. And that's what, you know what I mean, tarot has become. I don't understand. Tarot readers are just teaching that. As far as spell casting, it's really just sending your prayers. I don't work with puppets. We were making jokes about it. There's many sacred sites. What you don't understand is take the time to Google, you know what I mean, where you are and what had happened in the land that you're at before it got here. Everything has history. America is filled with history, but so are all the ancient lands, and that's why people like tourism. They don't find interest in their own history, so they want to go and explore other people's cultures and history. That's great, but understand they come here for ours too. We have a rich history too here, and it was actually set by them. The settlers were from all over, and when that gold rush came, that brought all of the cultures in. Realistically, yeah. What else? A big thing is casting circles. They wanted you to keep within circles. I don't really do that. Witches of craft, sigils. Let's see. Elemental magic is working, you know what I mean, with the elements. I do a lot of that. Hecate, High Priestess, hagstones, witches' runes, herb gardens. We kind of talked about all of this, but basically this is what it is, and you should have an altar. You know, that's what I was talking about 2 days ago. I was like, fucking, you guys have all these altars to all of your accolades for yourself, but do you have one to God or Goddess? And you can pull Lilith out during the period. That's what she represents, is the barren. Why? Because Lilith couldn't have babies. And now I'm here to have babies, and I'm like, I ain't trying to do that shit. Look at me. Look at me. I am a mother. Isn't that amazing? God wants me to do it better next time. Okay, God. Whatever you say, God. Realistically, yeah. And so that's the story. I want you to get your sacred sites. You know, Jesus spoke of it. There would be a time when you wouldn't run to this mountain or that, where you could access God in your own spaces. And us as witches, you know, we do that. This first book was my first book of walking through. I didn't learn tarot like that. A little bit, but this is what taught me. There were stages about this that taught me all kinds of magic and all kinds of herbs and all kinds of healing. This was a very good first starter. Really, it's called Practical Magic by Serene Conley. I'm sure you can get it through Walmart, bro. For real, it was very good. And then we just started getting, you know, as everything is as the wheel turns, is what it says. After we would accomplish one level of it, we would go into new levels, and that's why I keep getting new books and new this and that. It doesn't not stay relevant. We go back to old levels and repeat it, and that's why you'll see me pull out old tarot cards, because it doesn't matter. It's a different energy that we're now back in. Why? Because time repeats. It's not really us. Until we change time, yeah, time repeats. We get into deeper levels of it, or you don't. But time repeats itself all the time. So that's that season, the wheel of life. So, you know, you have got to learn to harness the dark season, because it is a time of the year. And that's what we're going through. You have to learn to harness all the seasons, because you're just going to keep going through them. Really? Yeah. Okay, so that's all of that stuff. And again, I have so much more stuff that we pull out, and I keep all of this, though. I'll just add to it. I won't take too much from it. We'll just change the coloring, and I'll take down a couple candles and add more or something. Realistically, yeah. In that bowl, I'll take out all of those. I have herbs, and I have this pine oil. Really? Yeah. It's like some potpourri setup. It smells real woodsy. I'll have to pull that out. It's like some bullshit. Really? Yeah. And then I'm going to get a Christmas tree. And we also have to set up some stuff like that. But yeah, little shit like that. And then the red candles come out and blah, 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 blah. Yeah? Yeah. Well, I'm glad I was able to share that with you. I'm going to move on. I almost don't want to ask. There's a devil waiting for me to face. Really? Yeah, I was almost going to be mad. I was like, oh, man. Then I realized I did this. It's like, oh, man, God, you made me call in this devil. What the fuck? So I was like, oh, man. But, you know, I'm facing all of my fears, so let's just face fears. Let's just get on with it. What is it, God? Oh, Jesus, I told you, bitches. It's not you, it's me. What's the devil? Shadows, fears, false beliefs, things you keep hidden, things you deny, things you don't want to admit, things you don't want to face. I told you. What's going to happen, God? Queen of Pentacles. That's Yule. I told you. And my other cards, that's the Yule Queen. I'm not allowed to ask questions. I put a spell on myself not to ask particulars. I can just be shown. I don't ask. Why? Because I don't want to know, really. Do you really want to know everything? I don't want to know. That gave me more than I wanted to know. Okay, well, hey, that's the energy for tonight. We'll see what to do. Or it'll probably be tomorrow's energy, too. I'm not sure. I got work in the morning. I love yous. Laters. Bye-bye now. Bye-bye now. That was like what? Initiation into the witchcraft, I think, right? Some shit. Laters.